guess we better move on to the...
We have exactly 5 minutes.
Okay. So that's 2 weeks from tonight. That's October 19th. You'll be showing Royal Wedding, a musical with Fred Astaire.
Yeah, 2 weeks from tomorrow night, 9 o'clock on Friday the 19th.
That's right. And
Fred Astaire.
November 20th, 1947. Remember that date. That's the date that Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip got married.
Oh.
And that is what they're talking about in Royal Wedding. It is a Fred Astaire and Jane Powell, who plays his sister in the movie, get a gig in London, and it's overlapping with the royal wedding, and so they kind of weave. You know, that's not a part of the plot, but that's always in the background. And you know, in one of the scenes, the young married couple goes by in the royal carriage, and they're waving at him and all that. So it's not really about the royal wedding. It's about a couple of American entertainers who are in London during the royal wedding, which was a big deal. I mean, the war was over. You know, England was getting out of a pretty rough time, and one of the highlights of the post-war years was the new generation of royals coming in. Elizabeth, you know, turned out to make a perfect queen, and her marriage was a big deal and a big boost for morale. The most famous...
But her grandchildren are such a disappointment.
Well, you know, I won't get into that. You know, what is the role of royalty in the 21st century? The answer may be, what is the role? I don't know.
The paparazzi feed on them.
Yeah, so I don't bug them. Anyway.
Oh, well, I have a question, too. Do you think that maybe after the war, England sped up their marriage so they'd have something to hold on to?
You think after the war, England split up their marriage?
No, sped up. Said, okay, you're a nice couple. We need this wedding now.
No, I don't think it was sped up. From what I've read about it, and you have to get another guest on to talk about the royals, because that's not my expertise.
Okay.
What I've read about it, you know, these royal weddings, they were much more planned than they are now. So there was a lot of, you know, and they knew Elizabeth was hitting marriage age. I guess she was 23 when she got married, and you know, they had from day one they had a list of suitable husbands for her, or suitable candidates for her husband. And so no, did they speed it up? I doubt it. I mean, you know, I think it was fortuitous. She was just becoming in the marriage age as the war ended. It wouldn't have been.
Here are your candidates. Pick a husband, any husband.
Yeah, well, I understand Prince Philip wasn't on the top of the king's list. He wasn't that crazy about him, but she loved him, so she prevailed in that.
Good for her.
They're still married. What is it? 64 years later.
Good for her.
It's 65 years later. They're still married. So their next anniversary will be the 65th anyway. Anyway, so. There's the thing that you'll probably everybody who watches, you know, any documentaries or sees anything about musicals has seen the most famous routine in this movie, and that is the scene where Fred Astaire is so much in love that he starts dancing on the floor, and then all of a sudden he's dancing on the wall, and then he's dancing upside down on the ceiling.
So that's where Tom Cruise got it from.
Yeah, that's it. And that was done with you know, when you watch that, you say, how the hell did they do that? And actually, they had the room and the camera all mounted inside a revolving drum that they could turn.
Ah.
So you know, so Fred Astaire just had to follow the gravity. But it's quite a stunning thing to see. There's an autobiographical tone to this movie. Fred Astaire's original dance partner was his sister Adele. And in this movie, he and Jane Powell plays his sister, and they're going to England, and his sister in real life and his sister in the movie both wound up marrying British lords. I guess Jane Powell got the better deal because she marries Peter Lawford in the movie, and Fred Astaire too. You know, they broke up because they married separate people, and Fred Astaire's girlfriend, who becomes his bride in this movie, is played by an actress named Sarah Churchill, who is the second daughter of Winston Churchill.
And on that note, the author of Vampire of London, Frank Dello Stritto. What's your website, Frank?
God, I don't know.
Google Frank Dello Stritto, Vampire of London. Thanks, man. Thanks for being on Visual Radio tonight.
Anytime, Joe.
See you in 3 weeks. Bye.
Bye.
And that's our show for tonight. Thank you, Judy. Thank you, Anthony Gameri, for picking these great movies. Visual Radio, October 4th, 2012. Thank you.